welcome to another episode of BioLabs Empowered Podcast Series here from Bio 2024 in San Diego. My name is Nanor Nerkizian, Director of Sponsorships for the BioLabs Network, and I'm pleased to welcome today here at our booth Zareh Zurabyan, also known as Z in the industry, from eLab Next and Eppendorf Group. So Zareh, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Why don't we start with a small introduction
Sure.
about yourself and eLab Next?
Sure, yeah, thank you very much for having us. So, like you mentioned, I go by Z. It's much easier to pronounce and remember. My background is in biochemistry and math, but then switched over to the business side of things. So, eLab Next is a software company, biotech SaaS company, that provides digital solutions for laboratories. And this is anything from sample management, equipment management, electronic lab notebook, all the way to AI data analysis. So all of that encompasses one word that we came up with, or three words. It's a digital lab platform. So we are a DLP, and an overall ecosystem that connects everything that you need in the lab together to allow labs to optimize their research and process development.
Wonderful, thank you.
Yep.
It sounds like eLab Next is all about innovation. So what can you tell us a little bit more about eLab Next and Eppendorf's efforts
Sure.
towards supporting innovation in the lab space and in life sciences in general?
You know, this is so important because we notice that there's a lot of amazing digital tools that are out there, and one problem with being one-dimensional with a digital solution is that the companies, as they scale up, they very quickly outgrow whatever that solution provides.
Sure.
Whether it is because of people, whether it is there's new technologies that are coming out, and they're not being able to keep up. One thing that makes it very unique for us, and this is what also makes me very happy with what I do, is that because we have democratized development of new tools, and what I mean by that is not only we have the core products within eLab Next that we provide, but on top of that we have an open API and an open SDK that allows third-party vendors to integrate their solutions into our platform. And what this does, it allows us to kind of open the door and allow laboratories that have their favorite tools that are out there to integrate into our system as the glue that connects everything together.
Sure.
And that's so important with regards to innovation, because we don't want to limit people with the industry needs and the requirements. The quite contrary, we want to democratize it and open it for everybody, for them to be able to use it. And when it comes to innovation, I think this is what's the most important thing. You have to enable labs, you have to be collaborative, you have to, we have competing things within our platform. But you have to do that in order for laboratories to pick and choose
Sure.
what makes the most sense for them.
Sure.
Whether it is, molecular biology tools or AI tools that they want to utilize. So this is how we do that. And with regards to Eppendorf, we have several integrations with Eppendorf products as well, like the rack scan and so on. But again, we are agnostic as a company,
Yeah.
and our philosophy is agnostic. And I welcome for any new startups that are looking to start up a new kind of biotech company to always think about how to be agnostic rather than limited, because then you really limit your customers as well. So we actually have competing products to Eppendorf within our own marketplace that
Yep.
are integrated. And that's by design, and that has really worked for everybody involved, and it's been a fun ride so far.
Wonderful. Speaking of fun, I wanted to ask, what is the most rewarding aspect of eLab Next's efforts towards supporting innovation in the life sciences?
Yeah, this is a good question. I'll give you a long answer. I hope you don't mind.
Sure.
So one of my customers that have become really good friends of ours is Colossal Biosciences, which is
Sure.
also within BioLabs
Yep.
ecosystem
Yes,
out in Texas.
Dallas, yeah, and Boston.
And Boston.
Yeah.
And they're working on bringing back the woolly mammoth, the dodo, and then all of these other extinct animals from Church Lab, from Wyss Institute originally. Then at the same time, then there's another company like Breaking that also out of Wyss, that is now using bacteria to break down plastic around the world. Then we have labs that are doing cancer research. For example, Dana-Farber Cancer Institute that we're
Yeah.
working on, Memorial Sloan, or you have Harvard Medical School, you have Bayer Pharma that's over here. And the range of customers that we have is so amazing. We have a lab that is doing research on horse vaccines, and their samples are horses instead of like cell lines and things
Sure.
like that. Or
That's
we have a brewing company that's brewing
yes.
beer, and they invited us over for their
Fun.
grand opening to
Yes.
have their beer. So the range is so big,
Yep.
the spectrum is so big that there's not a single day that we're not on our toes in learning new things
Yep.
and trying to understand the different workflows that these labs are working with, and that forces us to stay innovative ourselves because everybody has different needs, and it becomes this symbiotic relationship with our customers where they're pushing our limits and they're challenging us, and we do the same to them by everything that we learned from other customers and helping them to do better data management and data reporting. So I would say that's the most rewarding thing, is that every day we wake up, we go to work, and we know that we're going to talk with someone that is changing the world in their own unique ways. And being part of that is truly inspiring.
Wonderful. We can definitely relate as BioLabs being a comprehensive innovation supporting platform. We also have a big variety of companies that are working on very different technologies. So, if I may ask, how can working and collaborating with BioLabs as an innovative company support your abilities and efforts towards innovating the life sciences?
No, absolutely. I mean, that's just one of the ways that we've aligned with BioLabs. For example, in BioLabs Philadelphia, we have several customers there. Again, they're doing different things over there. And being part of that ecosystem, the energy that you see when you walk through the hallways is something that we get inspired by for our kind of day-to-day motivation. But then it also helps to push innovation forward because everybody has their unique needs and specific things that they're doing. So that's what has attracted us to work with BioLabs the most, because we by default, because of our product and how technology is such that you're just constantly morphing and changing, we get to kind of see so many different customers, whereas with BioLabs you guys are very purposefully trying to bring different kinds of residents
That's
into
right.
your space, and they challenge each other, right? They push each other, and during you know uh, you know a coffee break they're having discussions about things that pushes innovation forward. So um, it has been a no-brainer for us to kind of collaborate with BioLabs to bring value to these kinds of customers, and for them in return to help us to make our product better.
Right. So, Zareh, I know you're an entrepreneur. So, what advice do you have for fellow founders and entrepreneurs in the industry?
Yeah, sure. I'd be happy to speak on that. So actually, myself and the co-founder of Next, we also have a side gig, a consulting firm, and an investing firm called Map Data Ventures, and we speak with a lot of startups, specifically software startups, not as much as startups that are doing laboratory work. Um, and the reason why we call it map data is because it's all about mapping data for you to make the right decisions. Because you can have a hunch, you can have specific kind of strategies for things, but you need to collect all of the data, whether it's finance, whether it's marketing analytics, whether it is the actual research that you're doing, and so on, and be able to find the common thread between all of those things to make the right decisions. And one thing that we have noticed during that process of speaking with all of these different companies um, is they have somebody that is kind of hyper focused on the technical things or on the scientific things, but they're missing the business. They have somebody else that's very focused on the business, but is missing all of the technical things, and so
Sure.
on. So the advice that I would give is seek mentorship. Seek people that you can collaborate with. You don't have to do everything yourself. Find partners that share the vision, and don't be afraid to kind of let go and allow others to come in and help you elevate the business idea forward.
Wonderful. And I know you have a booth, so maybe you want to remind our viewers and listeners on your booth number.
Absolutely, yeah. Booth 820, I think, and we've had a blast here at Bio International. It's been a great event. We're so happy to see people to finally kind of be past that pandemic blues and kind of be out there and interacting with people. And we'll definitely be there next year as well. And it's been very fun.
Wonderful. Well, Zareh, thank you very much
Thank
for
you for having
stopping
me.
by, and we look forward to hearing more about your innovative efforts in the life sciences.
Thank you very much.
All right,
Thanks for having
thank
me.
you.
Bye.